Welcome back to the channel. It's a happy new year. This year we're going to be very consistent, hopefully, and we will be mixing up the content. We will be doing photos, we'll be doing like videos because it's something that I'm also dabbling in. But this video that we're starting the year off with is going to be photo. I know last year I was talking about how I've been using LED lights for my studio portraits, commercial photography and things like that. In today's video, we're going to be actually using these LED lights to create a stunning portrait of Aisha. So let me walk you through everything happening in the set, and then when I start capturing, I'll do some tests as we always do and show you how the images are turning out, the kind of like power settings, the way I'm adjusting it and all of that. And then we'll talk about these LED lights a few more. So, all right. So if you obviously want to capture images, if you want to do anything, if you want to be able to record the information that you're seeing in real life onto the digital sensor that you have in your camera, the only way your camera can see the image is with light, right? Without light, it's just going to be pure black. You won't see anything. And so I feel like lighting is the most important thing that you have to consider. I know it's also difficult to figure out where the lights are coming from because like we always say, light travels in straight lines, right? So if you're able to imagine the path of the light, then you will be able to position your light a little bit faster. But there's also a general rule. Usually if you want to create depth and dimension in your portraits, you will want to make sure that your light is a little bit offset from where you're shooting. And so you have like light illuminating one part and then shadow is going to be on the other part. And so that is why I have this light positioned a little bit offset from the center, because I will be shooting somewhere here. And so it means that the light is coming from the right side of me. If the light is doing that, it means that it will cast some shadow on this part and then help me create a more dynamic looking image. If your light is straight on, which is not a totally bad idea, if you're going for like a flat look, that can be very flattering, but we want drama, we want depth, we want to add character to the shot. And so if you're able to offset your light, you will be able to create character in that. All right, now another thing that is happening is we have like red on red going on, which is beautiful. She's also a beautiful dark skin model, and our background is also dark. You will also notice that there is quite a distance between her and the backdrop. So this means that this light, which is already offset, remember, and is traveling this way, may not be able to light up this backdrop. Maybe what you're seeing right now in this BTS camera is a beautiful brownish green canvas backdrop, but it will not translate like that because we don't have any light. Remember I said the light is what is going to help your sensor capture the image. So if there's no light reaching over here, it means that it will go dark, right? And I want to have that mood. I want to have that contrast. I want to have the contrast between like the color that she is wearing, her skin tone, and my subject. I want to have like a difference between the light hitting her versus the light hitting the backdrop, all right? So I don't want it to go completely dark, right? I want to add a bit of separation. So this is where contrast of light also comes into play, and also the contrast in the quality of the light. If you notice, the first light that we had, which is the main light lighting her up, was modified with a relatively large rectangular softbox. But this, you will notice, is just going through a cone, and this cone means that it's going to focus the light a little bit, but then also it's not really large. So it means that this light is going to be more pointy, more saucy, more harsh, if I can say that, compared to the main light, which is going to be soft and large, and then creating like very beautiful contrast in terms of the lighting ratio on our subject. And I'm doing that because I also want to have contrast in the lighting, right? So there's soft and then there's harsh. It's going to create some kind of contrast. And then also to enhance the contrast, like I said earlier, we have this red going on, and then we have this dark brown green tint in the background. So another thing that we can also do in terms of color temperature to enhance the contrast, if you want to be a little bit more fancy, is these lights are bicolor. That's another advantage of using LED lights. You don't have to look for a color gel if you want to switch color and all that. You can just use an app to change it real quick. So I can decide to play with this light in the neutral tone where it can be daylight balance, right? And I can now change the one in the back into a warmer tone so that we also have like a difference in contrast of color. All these levels of contrast, so contrast of lights, the textures, the depth, all these little things come together holistically to create, you know, very stunning, beautiful portraits. So now that we have everything the way we want, all we have to do now is start grabbing some test shots, and then we will be able to get our stunning portrait. All right, so luckily these lights are also controlled with an app, so that means that right from where I am, after I turn them on and then they connect to the app, I can easily control them without having to walk to the lights. So that's another advantage that you have when shooting with LEDs in the studio. So for my main light, which is the 500B, I can increase the output, I can change the temperature. As I said, I can make it warmer, I can make it colder, you know. So I'm gonna keep it somewhere in the middle. So let's say 5,300, and let me start with about 50%. Then I'll go to the edge light. And for that one, I definitely want to keep it warmer, so maybe more towards the 2,700, and you can see it's at 4%. So I'm gonna start playing with these lighting ratios, and then we'll see how the images also translate. So what I'm gonna do is turn off the main light and also turn off the edge light. And I will take my first test shot, all right, making sure that none of these lights are really influencing the shot. So that's good. Please keep the same pose for all of the shots. All right, so on my camera, I'm at 1/160 on the shutter speed, f2.8 on the aperture, and then ISO 320. And with these settings, I'm really underexposing the shot. So none of these lights are really negatively influencing the shot, all right? So what I'll do now is turn on the edge light, and so that we can see exactly what it's doing, all right? So when I take a shot now, you can see that we have this beautiful illumination on the side of her face, her shoulder, her arm, and that is adding a very beautiful separation from the background, all right? So I'm gonna turn on the main light now, and currently it's at 52%, so I will take a test, maintaining my camera settings. That's beautiful. And the combination of all these is what is giving me this tone. So what I want to actually do is just cool down the main light a little bit more. So I'm gonna go all the way to 5,800, and I'll take another. But I can finalize the colors in post. I just wanna do this right now to see what it looks like. This is a very beautiful shot. All right, I like the mood in it. I like the textures of the drapery going on. So now all I have to do is just work with Aisha and make sure that we get a variety of shots from this. Nice. Then let your head a tiny, yeah, and the eyes back here again. Yeah, that's stunning. One more. Okay, what did you want to do again? If you have it here. Oh no, I like the one your hand was up here. Yes, perfect. Yeah, ooh, I love that. So now that she's gone a little closer to the light, I will just bring it back a tiny bit so that it compensates for that. Oh yeah, that's stunning. Oh, love it. Yeah, and I'm shooting a little wider to get a different perspective. I'm loving this, Aisha. That's nice. Beautiful. Oh yes. Entire background is showing. But I think it's really cool though. Yeah. Beautiful. We'll go back to a zoomed in shot and then just shoot this from. Oh.